Hi there, I'm Zippy Wonderdust. Welcome to my mod, Zippy's Cattail Stew. Has it ever bothered you that you can put a cattail root on a stick and roast it over an open fire, but you aren't allowed to put it in a pot and boil it? It has certainly bothered me, which is why I made this little mod. Let me take you through how it works. We have over here some reeds. And let's go ahead and harvest a few. Harvest the top, and then we'll harvest the bottom with a knife. We'll harvest the top of the tule root, and we'll harvest the bottom. Get it there. And we'll harvest the top of a papyrus, and we'll get the bottom of that one too. There we go. Now let's come back over to our pot. Let's do a little bit of inventory organizing. We don't need those tops that we got. We have a cattail root. We can place it in our crafting grid along with a knife, and it now turns into a peeled reed root. And we can do the same thing with a tule root. We also get a peeled reed root, which is stackable, and we got a papyrus root, which we also get a peeled reed root, which is also stackable. Raw, they are worth 50 saturation. So if you're stuck out somewhere where there's no other food available, maybe it's the middle of winter and something bad has happened and you have no other options, you can dig up a cattail root, peel it with a knife, and eat it immediately for a very small amount of saturation gain, which I can show you right here. Boom! It'll keep you from starving, but not much else other than that. Now, you can also cook these, which I have a supply of them in here. You can make cattail stew, well, reed root stew. It always says reed root because I had to come up with a generic term for the roots of all three plants. So we can make hefty or hearty or any other type of stew. Let's get those out of there again. And they also combine with other items. So you can make, for example, you can make meat stew with it. You can also make scrambled eggs with it. Scrambled eggs with reed root garnish. You can make porridge with it, with mashed reed root. You can combine it with other vegetables for vegetable stew. For example, we could put this here. We can do carrot reed root stew. And finally, but last but not least, we can also make soup out of it. Boom. One serving of reed root soup. And if we take this and let's just make a hearty stew out of this here, we'll throw some fuel on the fire here and give it a quick light. And you'll see that it cooks just like any other stew. So if you happen to have accumulated some cattail roots that you don't know what else to do with, well, you can always whip them up into a nice little stew rather than have them sit in your inventory forever. And in the early game, it does make another source of food that you can get. And there we go, all done. Take that out, and we'll put it down. Boom. One serving of hefty reed root stew in a pot. Enjoy!